Namaste, I'm Jessica Richmond, a psychotherapist from the United States of America, here today at the Jiva Institute, interviewing Dr. Partap Chauhan on Ayurveda and the Mind. Welcome. Namaste, Dr. Chauhan.
Namaste.
Okay, my first question for you today is, how does Ayurveda define and work with the mind?
Well, in Ayurveda, mind has been described quite nicely, because when we see the definition of Ayurveda, they talk about body, they talk about senses, they talk about mind, they also talk about soul. Mind is a part of the subtle body, and it actually involves, when we talk subtle body, it involves mind, it also involves the intellect, the ego, and the subconscious mind, which is also called chitta. And in Ayurveda, it is considered to be the seat of disease. It's written in Charak Samhita that diseases are either located in the physical body or they are located in the mind. These days in the world, if you go around anywhere in the world, even in India, people are having a lot of problems which originate in the mind. There is a problem in the mind, there is a problem with subconscious mind, there is an emotional trauma, there is some relation problem, there is some stress, some kind of financial problem, some kind of, other problems are going around. So when there is an imbalance at the mental level, at the subtle level, this imbalance will reflect in the physical body. This might, create an imbalance in the hormonal system. It could also create some problem with the digestive system, and that's how diseases manifest. So sometimes we have physical diseases which have a root in the mind. Now, in order to treat these diseases, it is not only sufficient that we do some treatment at physical level. We take a tablet to suppress the symptoms. That is okay to give a temporary relief. But in order to treat the disease permanently, we will have to understand what is mind. Unfortunately, if we look at the modern medical system, there is not much described about mind. They do talk about brain, nervous system, and some stuff which is still physical, which is located in the physical body, which according to Ayurveda is the working area for the mind. There is a mind in the subtle body, but it works through brain and the nervous system. It's a very interesting subject. I think it's time now we must explore this ancient traditional knowledge and try to get some essence from this knowledge, integrate it with the modern medical knowledge, and bring out some solutions to the problems which the world population is facing this time of this millennium or in this age. So, answering your question, what is mind? There is a definition of mind. It describes mind is that which is continuously thinking, which is responsible for guessing, for knowing, for contemplation. That is mind. It's located in the heart area, but it operates through the brain. Mind also has been connected very closely with the soul, which is the real me. And it is also considered to be the bridge between the external and the internal. There is a lot of interest now in the modern age. People are trying to know themselves. People are trying to understand what is the spirit, what is the soul. But again, mind plays an important role in this also, because mind is the bridge, is the link. If mind is not healthy, if mind is not balanced, then again it's difficult for us to realize the truth or the absolute, what we call is the absolute truth. So it's a very interesting subject. Of course, when we talk of mind, it talks about the operational qualities. How does the mind operates? What is healthy mind? What is unhealthy mind? How do we bring the mind to a healthy state? Mind is very closely connected with the intellect, which is our discriminating power. How all of us have a discriminative power, that what is right, what is wrong, and mind is connected with that. Sometimes when mind is not connected with intellect, then it's very difficult for us to discriminate, and that's when we do the wrong things, that's when we do the destructive actions, that's when we have all those negative actions in the body or outside, because we are disconnected from the intellect. The subconscious mind, the chitta, plays a very important role also. This is the place where all our experiences are recorded. It's like the hard disk of the computer. So whatever we have experienced, any traumas or bad experiences or even good experiences, everything gets recorded in the subconscious mind or the unconscious mind. And that also creates an impact on the physical mind or the outer mind. Means when I have a desire for something, or when my mind is reacting to some situation, it is definitely affected by the experiences that I have stored in the chitta. This is a very interesting subject. We should really understand it. I always say that this subject should be taught in the schools. In the schools, we are taught about mathematics, physics, chemistry, so many things. When we go to the higher education, we are taught about management and different kind of subjects. But nobody teaches us how to manage our own problems. When we grow up, we enter the real life, we face so many emotional problems, we face so many psychological, so many mental stress. But we have never been taught about it. We have never been taught how to deal with this, how to understand it. And that's why I think majority of the people can't solve their problems. They could be the genius of the world. They could be like the top scientists. They could be the so-called PhDs with big brains. But when it comes to a small emotional problem, they can't solve it because they have never been taught about it. So this is why I am very strongly emphasizing that it's very important now for us to bring this knowledge from Ayurveda and bring it to our modern education system and teach it at all different levels so that we can be very happy, we can be healthy at all levels, not only healthy in the physical body, but also healthy at the level of the mind and also spiritually healthy. So this is ultimately the goal of Ayurveda.
So that's interesting how you speak about trauma. In terms of trauma, what is the Ayurvedic viewpoint?
Well, basically, as I said, first of all, we have to understand where the trauma is and where is it recorded, and is it really the trauma you are facing right now, or is it something in the past that happened? Many things happened to us in the past, but right now everything is fine. But because, as I said, those things that we have experienced in the past, they do have a connection with our mind, which is our operating mind, and they do create an impact on that. They do create an effect on that operating mind, and that's why a past experience can make us feel sad or happy or behave in a particular way. Now, a simple thing, you asked me how to deal with it. The problem is that I don't have that problem right now. It was in the past. I faced something, which was not good. So it is a history already. Just to know this makes you feel like better, because people can't really understand what's going on. They don't know where is it recorded, how is it, affecting me. But I'm saying education is the most important thing. When you want to deal with mind, when you want to deal with the subconscious mind, when you want to deal with traumas, first step is education, to understand. And this is really very helpful. I deal with so many patients. First of all, I try to educate them, and they really appreciate it because nobody has told them what is their problem, where is it, located in the system, and how to deal with this. Once we locate the problem, then solutions can be numerous. There can be many solutions. We have to understand what is the problem, where is the problem. Like if I had suffered a very bad experience in my childhood, and that is recorded there, there are methods how I can keep it quiet and calm. There are techniques. You can do some breathing exercises. There are also techniques to keep, like those experiences calm, and so that they don't, come onto the surface and make you feel miserable. So there are good techniques. Of course, because it is subconscious or unconscious mind, sometimes we have to, use some techniques which can really reach there and try to clean the bad part of it, or the bad experience that we had. How try to clean it or try to keep it calm or neutralize it so it doesn't become active and it doesn't affect our outer mind. So there are nice techniques. Even there are like aromas, some nice aromas. There are some nice mantras, some music, different kind of things which can actually enter into that area of our subconscious mind and make it more calm, peaceful, and relaxed.
So you mentioned mantra. Could you talk a little bit more about mantra?
Well, mantra, many people think mantra is something like a religion or some kind of a, Hindu thing or Indian thing. I always explain mantra is a vibration, it's a sound, it's a antivirus program actually. When you have virus in your hard disk in the computer, you always run an antivirus program, right? And I'm sure majority of you don't understand what this antivirus is, especially if you look at the language it is written, the software, it's like a coded language. You don't understand it. So I always say mantras are also like coded language. It's like an antivirus program. If you run it, means if you chant it, it will go into the subconscious level and it will clean up the garbage from there. It will clean up the viruses from there. It will make your chitta, your subconscious mind, more, calm, quiet, clean, and that's a very powerful way to actually remove or suppress or neutralize the bad experiences. It's very powerful. It's a very powerful vibration, and it's really very effective. Yeah.
Okay. So in addition to using mantra for trauma, can it also be used as a daily practice to keep the mind healthy?
Yeah, it's both preventive as well as curative, So it's not only use it when you have a trauma, it helps, but if you use it when you're healthy, it keeps your chitta very clean and positive, and of course it gives you more strength at the outer operating mind level also, so that your mind becomes more strong, more positive, and it's quite a useful therapy, I would say, for people suffering at mental level. And it's definitely, in Ayurveda we have 3 types of treatments, and one of them is how to make the mind more positive. It's called Sattva Vajay. But then we also have beyond the mind, which is like subconscious, or beyond the subconscious, which is the soul, how to also keep the soul happy. And that's what is called Dev Vipashara Chikitsa. So in Dev Vipashara we have all the mantra chikitsa. We also have different types of other treatments, that help at that subtle level.